All right, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the last day of Roots Week number 12. We're in a psalm because it's Friday, and today's psalm is Psalm 37. I want to encourage you to go and read that whole thing on your own because it's awesome, just like all the psalms are awesome, but this one is just especially awesome. This is what we call a wisdom psalm. It's actually about it's not so much like a song of praise where we praise the Lord or a song of lament where we talk about our problems. It's a psalm that teaches you to be wise. And so if you read it, you'll probably learn something useful. It'll remind you of how to live in a way that honors God and the blessings that come from that. Just to kind of give you a quick summary, I'm just going to read the first 4 verses because those sort of set the pace for the rest of the psalm, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So Psalm 37, I'm just going to read verses 1 through 4, but go and read the whole thing. It says, "Do not be agitated by evildoers. Do not envy those who do wrong, for they will wither quickly like the grass and will wilt like the tender green plants. Trust in the Lord and do what is good. Dwell in the land and live securely. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desires." Now, there's so much good stuff going on there because honestly, who among us has never felt jealous of somebody who is doing the wrong thing? Like, man, I wish I could do that. Or, man, why is it that those people that do the wrong thing, they wind up so well off in life? Why is it that their life is easier than mine even though I'm trying to do the right thing? We've all felt that way before. But what this verse reminds us is that even though it seems like that for now, don't be jealous of them because they're going to wither. You know, if you think about the flowers that you have growing in your yard, well, those are really pretty. It's nice they come up in the springtime, but in a couple of weeks, they're gone. It's as if they were never there to begin with. They don't last long at all because the sun scorches them and they wither up and they die. That's very different from another analogy from Psalm 1, for example, is that the righteous are like a tree. Well, it takes a lot to knock a tree down. A tree will live longer than a person will. I mean, trees kind of this almost permanent kind of thing. There are olive trees that were around when Jesus was in the garden up there. They're really, really old, over 2,000 years old. That's crazy to think about. And that's the difference between the righteous and the wicked. The wicked look really pretty, like they're well off now, but they don't last. On the flip side of that, when we love the Lord, it says, "Trust in the Lord and do what is good, dwell in the land and live securely." That's incredible that those things are associated. To trust in the Lord is to live securely. And that is true. If you have God on your side, things sometimes do get bad. You go through trials and that sort of thing, but you always have hope no matter what, because the hope we have transcends life itself. And that's just an incredible thing. Verse 4, it says, "Take delight in the Lord and He'll give you your heart's desires." Now, people twist this all out of context. And what they say is that, well, if you obey God, then He'll give you whatever you want. And that's not exactly the way that they mean it is not exactly what that means. It doesn't mean that, well, if you just do A, B, and C, then give God your wish list and He'll give it to you. No, this says, delight in the Lord and He'll give you your heart's desires. So what that means is that if the thing that you want, the thing that you delight in is God, then God gives you that. The reason that a lot of us are jacked up and we don't get the things that we want is because we either want the wrong things or we want the right things, but we want the right things more than we want God. We might want a fast car. We might want a steady job. We might want to find us a nice boy or girl to settle down with. Who knows? I don't know what it is that you want. And we want those things, and those things may not necessarily be bad things. The issue is that so often we want those things more than we want God Himself. And so because of that, God doesn't normally give those things to us because what we have is we have an idol in our heart. We love something more than we love God. So what we have to do is we have to readjust what we love and make sure that we love God first and foremost. And when you love God first and foremost, then you get Him. You get what you want and you can experience satisfaction in Him. And God is so good that when that is the case, He gives you a lot of the other things that you want as well. And so I really believe that there is no more fulfilling life than one in which you love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength.